All right, guys, I got another letter in the mail. This is from Nancy over at Nothing Too Perfect. We found each other on Instagram. She sent me her sticker and her card. And I'm gonna go ahead and put her sticker up, proudly display her sticker up on the wall here. She has some really interesting stuff. Go check her out. She's on Instagram. Hey everybody, I got these pieces of walnut here that I milled up a while ago, and this store-bought Paduke. I think I'm going to go ahead and further mill this up and make a feature ring for a future bowl. So it's a little thin here, but I think I could get enough out of this to make a ring. So the exact design, I'm not sure yet, but stick around. Let's make a ring. All right, the first thing I want to do is rip this Paduke in half to maximize, because that's my last piece. So I built this fence out of MDF, and I just clamp it on with F clamps and little blocks underneath to hold it in place. And I try to measure out center. And then what I did is I used a square from here to there, and there to there, try to square it off the best I could. So I'm gonna go ahead and mill that in half. All right, that worked out fairly well. I mean, we're talking maybe 12 thousandths, 15 thousandths. And what I mean, it's thicker on one side than the other. There's a little bit of a bow to this. So I think I tried to hold it up against the fence, but I think as I went along, it kind of swerved out. But it's pretty good. If you use like feather boards or something like that to hold it all along the whole fence, it would have probably came out much better. So look at that wood. All right, I ran these through the planer. They're exactly the same size now. Very nice. So I'm going to start milling up these to start making our segments. So let's go ahead and start milling this up. All right. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these into 3-inch blocks and then cut 15-degree angles in them and start putting little inserts in them. So that's my next step. Cut these into 3-inch blocks. So what I think I'm gonna do is take that 3-inch block, measure the middle, and then subtract the thickness of the board, and then cut a 15-degree angle like so. Subtract the thickness of the board, cut a 15-degree angle, and then glue those boards inside of there. So hopefully the two bottoms will match, you know, pretty close. I'll probably go over, maybe I'll do like double board width, so I'm not trying to line them up perfectly. So I'll go double board width and put the board like that. So let's go ahead and start cutting these up. All right, so these are all dried up. I'm gonna go ahead and go on the sander. I'm gonna clean this one side and the bottom so I could cut the other side. So that's what you're gonna see me do. Clean this up and then cut the other side. So I cleaned up the block so it'll sit flush against the fence. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut the other 15-degree angle on the other side. And then glue the insert on the other side. So let's get that done. All right, so these are all dried up. I'm gonna clean them up again on the sander, and then we're gonna cut our 15-degree angles on the end to start making our ring. So let's go ahead and clean these up. So you saw that I measured this out and I drew my 15-degree angles on there. Just a little bit of simple math and you figure out where you want them. So you try to make them evenly as possible. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the angles. So I made my first segment here. I'm going to continue making all of the rest of them and we'll see how it goes together. So my main goal in this video is to show you with basic tools and some basic angles and a couple of measuring tools that you can make a nice ring. your first ring, if you're just starting out doing segmenting work and you want to do a little feature ring, this is a nice, easy, simple ring that looks good. It'll look nice on your bowl. So let's go ahead and cut all the rest of these. All right, here it is, dry clamped. The joints look really good. I have a jig to do it on the table saw, and when I do it on the table saw, it's always like perfect. But this came out really tight, really good on the chop box. So you can make segments on a chop box. Make sure it's square. Make sure, get some scrap wood, do a cut. Make sure everything's square, make sure it's the angle you want, and just be very careful with your measurements, and you can make a perfect ring on a chop box. So, and it's no, if it doesn't come out exactly perfect, you can only glue half the ring at a time. You put, so this is 12, so you would put 6, a dowel, then the other 6. So you glue this half, you glue that half, and where the 2 dowels are, you don't put any glue. And then after that dries, you just sand those angles flat and put them together. But we won't have to do that here. So I'm gonna end the video there. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this up, and in the next video, we'll clean it up, we'll put it on a vessel, and you'll see that with some simple angles and some simple tools, you can make a nice feature ring. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate every one of you. Like, dislike, leave a comment down below. I really think it came out nice.
Shut up and sit down.